Brown here, having a morning cup of coffee. This will be a short one. Basically, how do you determine the best arm wrestler? Is it in a tournament? Is it in super matches? Is it, best of 5, best of 3, best of 1? That's what I'm talking about right now. And to me, I always ask this question. Let's assume you had two guys, Puller A and Puller B, and every week they got together, and every week Puller A won the first match, and then Puller B won the second and the third match. Every week this happened. Puller A wins the first match, Puller B wins the second and the third match. Goes on for a whole year. Who's the better arm wrestler? That's going to come down to strength and technique and endurance all of a sudden. Because if Puller A is beating him every single time on the first match, he's clearly the stronger arm wrestler and is winning. And then Puller B, he's not making an adjustment, because if he was making an adjustment, well, he would have adjusted by the second week and just kept on beating him. So it must take a little bit out of the gas tank for Puller A to win, and then Puller B with his endurance wins the next two. So that brings the question, which one do you consider the better arm wrestler? Me, personally, I consider the guy who wins that first match every single time. Now, it'd be different if, Puller A wins the first match, Puller B wins the next two, and then the next week, Puller B just starts beating him. Well, that just means he figured out a way to beat him and he's a better arm wrestler. And then when you get into best of 5s and best of 6s and things that we see, around the world, endurance comes into play. You've got a guy who wins the first 2 and then loses the next 3 because he gassed out. Well, I still think arm wrestling is primarily a power strength sport versus an endurance sport. For example, you put Devin Lorette or Michael Todd against anyone best of 100, I guarantee you those guys are going to beat anybody on the planet, because their endurance is going to eventually overcome anyone on the planet. Devin Lorette against Levon, they pull best of 100, guaranteed at some point Devin Lorette's going to start winning every match. But that's not how I think you determine the best. In my opinion, it's best of 3. Ask questions. Hope you enjoyed it.